And welcome into another edition of In the Fields. I'm John Clement, once again joined by one half of the ownership group of the Topeka Scarecrows, Don Lewis. Don, thanks so much for taking the time.
Hey, thank you, John.
Well, we're getting things going. It's now officially the last week of June, as hard as it is to believe. Tickets are now on sale for group tickets, season tickets. Ticket pricing came out on Monday. So, as the team continues to build, obviously, we've got a large amount of a roster built up. We're still making moves, and I know you're trusting your coach to hang out with that. But how was the progress going as far as what you're seeing out of Topeka so far?
It's going incredible. We stay in touch throughout the week and with Kellen and his staff at the arena. You're doing a great job in Topeka. It's just so exciting up there right now for everything going on. You've been to a lot of festivals. I know, especially this past weekend. And the most exciting thing is everybody knows professional hockey is back. I think that's the most exciting thing that Chris and I have seen right now to the community is the enthusiasm that they say professional hockey's back for their city.
And you talk about pro hockey all the time and professional hockey being back. It's been kind of one of the staples every time we've had a chance to talk. What is it about pro hockey coming back that makes such a difference? And obviously to the reaction you've seen from the people when you're here and to the people that continue to come out.
I think it started out pro hockey there, right? And then how everything went down, they kind of took it away from them and brought the junior hockey in, which is still a great product that they put on the ice. Just having your own professional hockey team back there has a whole different twist on things. So it's really exciting, and we're going to be able to really show. I know Robbie Nichols, our coach, is doing a great job to show the fans exactly what professional hockey is going to be like having back.
Well, speaking of that, obviously, the schedule is now rumored to be on the precipice of coming out here shortly. I've been in this league for a while. I know how this usually goes, but I'm hearing that it's coming. So, what can fans be excited about? I mean, we've talked about the distance of travel. Is there a rivalry brewing? What are you seeing from what you're seeing behind the scenes?
Yeah, when we hired Robbie or we're talking to Robbie, one of his worries was the travel too. And that's where we went out and bought the sleeper bus. If it makes sense and we have to fly our guys somewhere, that's what we're gonna do. We don't Our guys are gonna be comfortable no matter if they got a 12-hour trip or a 15-hour trip. Whatever we gotta do, we're gonna entrust in Robbie telling us, hey, let's bus here, let's leave a day or an extra day earlier. Let's fly, whatever it is. The part of them being uncomfortable and the longer travel doesn't bother me. I know we're going to do everything possible to make sure you and the guys are ready to go when you guys get to a game, whether it's home or road. Chris and I have vouched to that with Robbie. Robbie's been around, a seasoned guy, so I know he's we weren't going to get him to come here with a 1999 bus or anything like that. He expects professional. He expects that, and that's what Chris and I expect. And we're going to give everything possible to him for his team, and he's going to give everything possible from him for Chris and I. So the travel part doesn't really bother us that much. I mean, some teams are still traveling 8, 9 hours for road trips anyway. So a couple additional hours, and if we have to fly, that's what we'll do.
And speaking of all that, I kind of touched on it there as far as rivalries. Are you expecting? Who are you seeing? Is there any ingrained rivalries here? I mean, closest opponent, it's probably Indiana. So is that the two new guys in the league? Is that the battle, or is it going to be somebody else?
I think so. I think there'll be a lot of good ones out there. I know we're going to play Baton Rouge and Mississippi quite a bit. So Indiana, Port Huron. I think there's going to be lots of difference. Everything's going to come, as you get closer to the season, I guess you could say, everything's going to get more interesting to see how coaches are starting to sign their players and what they all have to offer because every team's going to be built differently, right?
For sure. And now, speaking of building teams, there was a long period of junior hockey here. How much of that kind of comes into the recruiting part of it? I mean, have you had guys reaching out who have played here, who want to come back here and have that?
We do. We have guys reach out all the time, and every email I get goes directly to Robbie. That's his job. I just send those resumes directly to Robbie, and he'll go forward with how he does it. But it's incredible. I think the interesting situation where Topeka is, we're a hotbed of surrounded by ECHL teams, right? So it's going to be one heck of a market. It's going to be a big test on the coach, which I know and have faith in Robbie. You look at his record, and then you look at the teams that surrounded there. he's got some friends around there, right? So he's got some connections to those ECHL teams. So he's going to have a lot of juggling pieces, I believe. I truly believe that compared to other Fed League teams. But Robbie will do the great job there to make sure he's got his core there the entire season. But I do see a lot of guys being picked from Robbie throughout the season as some teams get shorthanded or need to rest some guys. So I think Robbie's the man that'll handle that. But yeah, there's tons of interest in players coming to Topeka.
Awesome. Well, from players, let's take it to the fans and what they can expect in the stands. Obviously, beautiful arena. I was shocked when I got here. You had the opportunity to be here for 4 neutral site games, and you made a declaration there at the press conference about how every game is going to be an experience. So obviously, like schedule coming out is awesome. We're all excited for that. But obviously, opponents are whoever opponents are. What's going to happen in the stands? What are you excited about promotional wise? What are you guys working on already to try to build up some fan excitement for the season?
Well, the number one thing, it's exciting, but just what they have at the arena when it first starts, is you're going to be able to get in there, and your ticket price that we just released includes your parking. So that's going to be nice right from the top. You're not going to get pull in, have to pay for parking, go here, pay for this fee, pay for that facility fee. It's that one standard price. And then as far as promotions and on ice and off ice promotions go, as well as I do, we started playing on that stuff right our neutral site games there. You'll see specialty jersey nights, you'll see throwback nights, you'll see rally towels, t-shirts, thunder sticks. Every night that there's a home game in Topeka, there's going to be a theme, there's going to be a promotion, there's going to be something where you're getting something in your hands when you're walking into that building or walking out. Or it'll be a themed event. But one thing I will promise is the action that'll be on the ice, lots of goal scoring, heavy play hockey. Fans are going to be entertained throughout the entire game.
That's awesome. And of course, as businesses continue to come on board, and obviously, building a team starts with the community. And obviously, season ticket holder drive is still going on. Businesses are still coming on board. We see it every Tuesday with Topeka Tuesday. What has been the reaction to the business side of things as you guys have been out there in the community and finding a way here for pro hockey?
The best part, honestly, is when you go in somewhere and you say I'm with the Topeka Scarecrows, nobody goes, who's that? I think we did a good job getting out there with the arena's help, letting people know, and obviously the media has been absolutely incredible up there. They know now that hockey's back, professional hockey's back, the Scarecrows are back, and everybody's doors have been open. I don't think I can sit here and say that I don't think one person's never opened their door for a meeting with me when I've called and reached out to them. Everybody wants to be part of it one way or another, whether they're just going to be at one game, full season ticket holders, or a completely, full-blown sponsor for the team. So I'm so excited for opening weekend.
Awesome. And that's coming before you know it. As I said, June's almost over. We're about to hit July, and October is going to be here before you know it. October 6th or 17th and 18th, my apologies. But I do want to ask as well. Obviously, this last season you were headstrong into Baton Rouge, and obviously we all know what's gone on behind the scenes and all of that. But this year you'll have Baton Rouge, you'll have Topeka. Is there a leaning one way or the other? And obviously, which way is that going to shake out here as we get closer and closer to season?
You tried to get Chris on that last week.
I did.
But I'm the same as Chris. I say to everybody, Coach Sylvain that we hired down in Baton Rouge, and obviously Coach Nichols. I have nothing to do with player transactions, anything like that. I'm exactly like Chris. Listen, I think we're in the same division, but our ultimate goal is for the fan experience to be unbelievable. Our players to be comfortable no matter which situation in each organization. Obviously win a championship for our city that we're in. So no, I want Topeka to have a great experience just as much as I do Baton Rouge. Hopefully that answers your question. But we're putting our every last bit of effort into every organization. We couldn't be more excited for the staff that we have in each building, to all the players, to the coaching. There's a ton of work, as you know, John, you're a huge part of it, that goes in the off season. When the hockey season gets here, it's kind of when we can take a sigh of relief a little bit, right? Right now is our busy time, and the staff's working incredibly hard. And Chris and I couldn't be more thankful for that from all the hours and aggravation and sweat, effort, and tears that all the staff's putting in.
Well, last question before I let you go here and wrap up our next episode. Obviously, this has been a labor of love. Obviously, something you've done for a number of years now, owning teams and working your way through. And obviously, you've worked in the coast, you've worked with several baseball teams, as we've documented in your biography here. But taking this to the Midwest, if you will, and to the Central Plains of Kansas. What's been the biggest surprise for you from the minute you kind of stepped in here with the NeutralSite Games to now about Topeka and what's to come?
The arena relationship is top notch, number one. And then number two, if you can say it, if it's not tied with number one, is the interaction that we've already had with the community, how excited they are to have their team back. And let me tell you, I know for sure we're going to have to open up that top curtain opening weekend because that place is going to be rocking.
Can't wait to see it. October 17th and 18th will be here. Before you know it, we'll be back next week with another episode of In the Fields. Big thank you to the owner, Don Lewis, for taking time with me here today. And come see who's out with us in the fields next week.